Welcome back to Pittsburgh, the National Football League draft. The New York Giants selection is in at number 5. And here comes the commissioner, Roger Goodell, to make the announcement. We can see he's brought some special guests along to help him do it. In partnership with the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, TAP, one of the NFL's Solution Service partners, we are honored to recognize the surviving family of United States Army Major Paul C. Volpe. Major Volpe sustained tragic fatal injuries while deployed in Afghanistan. He is survived by his spouse Tracy and their 2 sons, Andrew and Benjamin. Major Volpe was raised in the Hudson Valley and was a lifelong fan of the New York Giants, a tradition he proudly passed on to his sons. Volpe family, take it away. With the 5th overall pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants select Arvell Reed, linebacker from the Ohio State University. At number 5 overall, that is the highest pick any John Harbaugh team has made in his head coaching career. And this one is the guy you send off the bus first. He's 6'4", 241 pounds. He ran 4.46 at the combine. A consensus All-American Lewis and the Big Ten linebacker of the year. I went out to Columbus to watch him work out, Grady, and he was working out with his shirt off. And I'm just sitting there going, that's right out of Central Campus now. That's exactly what you're looking for in just a defensive weapon. And also a linebacker by positional, identification. But what he's going to be is he is going to be a weapon for new defensive coordinator Denard Wilson in the New York Giants. You know what that makes me think of? Think of some of the people that they have in New York right now. You think John Harbaugh is thinking back to the Giants of yesteryear when they had Carl so far because he hasn't really worked at it. You mentioned earlier, Mel, that he is just 20 years old, won't turn 21 until the week before his rookie season begins. So much room still to grow for this extraordinary player. Lewis, show us some of the tape. Well, look, you're talking about a Greeny already at 6'4", 241 pounds, and he runs 4.46. That's the number one thing that jumps off like this, on tape. Is the guy's just absolute crazy speed and his range to be able to run people down all over the football field. And you'll just see it here. He's just going to track John Allen out here on this screen, and he's just going to stuff it for no gain whatsoever. Positional versatility. He doesn't have to just line up off the ball and attack. He can go on the line of scrimmage. He'll whip tackle. He'll whip tight end. He can do both. Right here with his power rush. You think it's just all about speed. He can take this offensive tackle and just put two hands in his chest and just drives him back in the quarterback and collapses the pocket. And then if you do want to see the speed and the bend coming off the edge, he's got it naturally. This is something he's going to have to develop. All the different body types that they have in the New York Giants right now in the linebacker room, they have got an embarrassment of riches. And Art Wilson, defensive coordinator, you're on the clock now. You've got some guys to work with. All right, Marion Vanboy is going to take us back down to the stage. Now Laura is standing by with Arvell Reese. Laura.
Arvell, what did the Giants share with you about how they plan to utilize you in their defense?
The Giants told me they're going to be unique with me. They said they're going to use me in a bunch of unique ways, so I'm looking forward to that.
And you got the hacker set finally.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Laura, thank you. So a pair of pass rushers are now New York bound. David Bailey to the Jets and Arvell Reese to the Giants. Meanwhile, here at number 6, we have the Chiefs have moved up into this spot. Adam Schefter is standing by. Schefter, what can you tell us?
Well, the Browns have been shopping this pick for weeks, and finally they found a taker in the Kansas City Chiefs, who are giving up the 9th overall pick, 3rd round pick, and a 5th round pick, 3 picks to go up to number 6. The Chiefs need defensive help. They need help along the pass rush. They need help in the secondary. We'll see how it works out here, but Kansas City has made the first trade of the first round move.
We would anticipate there will be more. Super quickly, Mel, before the commission out. You can either go offense or defense.
Look at the teams they jumped. Washington and New Orleans. What are we looking at there? Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State.
Darnell Tate already off the board, so we'll see if Tyson is the player. We'll find out momentarily. Again, the Kansas City team not accustomed to choosing this high in the draft. Here comes the commissioner to make the announcement of the Chiefs at number 6.
With the 6th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Montour Delane, defensive back, LSU.
I will remind you, to be traded first team All-Pro Trent McDuffie to the Rams this offseason, and his teammate Jalen Watson later signed with LA as well. So they had a need at this position. Mansour Delaney, unanimous All-American in his only season at LSU, transferred after 3 years at Virginia Tech.
No doubt. And when he got to LSU, the first thing you have to ask yourself is, can he play man coverage? Can you line up and play man to man? You can check that box. Number 2, can he play zone coverage? Can he play out? Can he read the quarterback? I think we quickly learned he can do that. Does he panic when the ball is in the air? He doesn't do that. So when you look at Mansour Delane, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting a guy that's very patient that can play man coverage. He's very patient and can play off zone coverage. And when the ball is in the air, he understands how to go attack the ball, and he doesn't get grabby. That's something that a lot of college students do. They get very grabby. He doesn't do that, and he catches the football, which means he can turn the football over for your team. You talk to defensive back coach Maury Raymond, and he's had some great ones down there. Morris Claiborne, Patrick Peters, Tyler Matthews. He's right in that same elk, Mel, with all those guys.
And out of Archbishop Spalding High School, I went to play high school football.
go ahead and fill this position and get someone like this guy who, he's just absolutely balled out all year long. He supports the run. He makes plays on the football. He's so aggressive at the catch point. Through it all, he has really developed his game.
They make the aggressive move. They go up and get their man, and Marius Envoy takes us back to Laura, who's with man stored away.
Andre just said, wow, this is crazy. The Chiefs traded us to get you. What did they tell you about why you were so important to them?
True, really just the way I play the game, the confidence they have in me, they weren't really on me too much in this process, but they said they just wanted to keep it quiet and make that sneak move, and they made the best move in the draft, so I'm excited.
You were once a little boy dreaming of this very night where you would become an NFL player. What would that little boy say now?
Man, don't stop now. Don't stop now. You got what you dreamed of, but, man, let's make a mark on that league.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Laura, thank you very much. And so the next selection is in. We mentioned the cadence will be quicker this season because there's only 8 minutes rather than 10 between these picks. And Mel, the Washington Commanders have already made their pick with the best player remaining on the board in your mind.
Fred Warner comparison. Who has Fred Warner? Adam Peterson. Who's the general manager of Washington Commanders? Adam Peters. Who is the cop? Fred Warner. You got Sonny Styles for the Washington Commanders. And in division of those quarterbacks, you got to say, Sonny Styles can do it. He can spy. He gets the quarterback like a cat.
It's a name that perhaps we had expected to go a little sooner than this. He had one of the truly great showings in the history of the Combine about 6 weeks ago. So that certainly feels like a possibility. Even many have projected that Jeremiah Love might fall all this way. I've seen him projected to the Commanders multiple times. Here comes the commissioner with a pair of Hall of Famers on either side to announce the 7th pick in this year's draft.
The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, is awarded to one player each year and celebrates their profound impact on and off the field. I'm joined on stage by former winners Lynn Swan and Jerome Bettis. And the league welcomed its newest member to the prestigious club 2 months ago, Super Bowl champion and 6 times All-Pro Bobby Wagner. Here you go, Bobby. On behalf of the Payton family and Nationwide, I encourage players drafted this week to make their community and the league a better place. With the 7th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Sonny Styles, linebacker, Ohio State.
Well, this is the first time that Ohio State has had 3 players selected in the first 7 overall. Sonny Styles, Lewis, we talked about him earlier, played safety his first 2 seasons in Columbus, switched to linebacker, just got better and better, at 174 tackles in 2 years, 7 sacks, and an interception. First team All-American last season.
He's another guy whose career is just on a rocket ride right now, treating as far as his development. Very similar to Arbel Reese, and you're going to see here the things that he can do. His football instinct and his football IQ when it comes to playing linebacker. What? A guy who's a former safety, how is he going to be able to play? That's a lot of setting blocks and still being able to get at the point of attack. You see it there. He's getting better at that. His lateral agility, when you have a guy who's this big and covers this much ground, that's going to be no problem for him. He's going to take ball carriers down all over the field. And then his recognition, his reaction, his ability to transition in man or zone coverage. The play. That's something he's going to excel at on 3rd down when he gets to the league. Who's another guy who's going to transition? Great offensive line rollout. We'll play that Robert visiting those 3 safeties looked at New Mexico, transitioned into being one of the great linebackers with his height, his weight, his speed, and then eventually his physicality. That's what Sonny Styles is going to be, and here's the topper. This kid has no chinks in his armor when you're talking about football character. He is the creme de la creme when it comes to football character. He will be the face of that franchise one day.